Hey everyone, it's time to do some lower body power day. So I start off with the squat 225 and just really try to focus on the technique and the depth of this movement and trying to do slow and control movements without trying to jerk the weight up, and just really focusing on the whole movement, not just the actual lift itself but the setup as well. So really just trying to focus on this to help secure a safe movement throughout the whole lift, and also just trying to get stronger. So it's 7 weeks into my building phase, and really I think it's going to take another couple weeks before I feel really up to par or really harmoniously balanced. And so here's another angle. I actually was able to went up a little bit with 245. Never really attempted this weight, used the weight belt, and just to try and get a couple reps out of there after my 5x5 training. But really just trying to focus on technique and depth throughout the course of this movement. So moving on, I actually did some single deadlifts. Like I've stated before, this is probably going to stay as a staple in my current routine for power day. I just feel like I got a lot more emphasis on the hamstrings and the glutes, especially on that upper movement. Seriously though, my hamstrings and my glutes definitely feel a lot tighter and feel a lot more achy, just because of this movement alone. I feel like this is going to help build up that posterior chain as I continue into my building phase. So my grip strength is definitely improving. I just don't like this setup at 24-hour fitness. Those stupid plates, I really just get irritated with not having rounded weights and a proper place to do deadlifts. When I was in Des Moines, it was a lot easier because they did have a deadlift station to do it safely and securely. So I actually had to use some straps just because the grip on the bar, I didn't have chalk, so definitely something that I had to help with maximizing my lifts. And so I was only able to go up a little bit in weight, and so I went up to 245. Typically I was able to do 275 even without straps, but this time around I had to incorporate straps. And then I actually go up in weight just a little bit, and just to see if I could actually pull off this movement. But so right here, I'm trying to get in the setup and just trying to get my 275 without straps. And I was only able to execute 2 reps out of this, and I just felt really bummed out just because when I was in Des Moines a couple weeks ago, I was able to do this actually 5x5. So I actually moved over to RDLs and keep at an elevated stance. So I have to use plates to get that proper range of motion. So definitely trying to do this nice and slow, so I'm not tweaking the back, and just trying to not bow my back while doing this movement, and just trying to keep a neutral position for the back. And so I'm really feeling this in the hamstrings and the glutes, and getting a full stretch of those particular muscle groups so that I can have proper growth throughout this movement. And so I'll actually go up to 225 with this movement. So if there's any questions, I actually did lunges, I actually did leg extensions, leg curls, but I didn't film any of that. But if there's anything in particular you have questions about, any suggestions, please leave them below. I'll definitely get back to you. Thanks. Bye-bye.